let's talk about, I think I mentioned to you, I was looking for an attorney who, a client reached out and said, hey, I'm looking for someone who handles special needs trust.
Mhm.
And I talked to a colleague and he was like, you need to talk to Elijah. He
Okay.
is amazing. I normally don't hear much about special needs trust.
Mhm.
And I know a little bit about them, but I think it's such an important conversation to have. Can you tell us a little bit about what a special needs trust is?
Sure.
Yes.
A trust is an agreement between multiple people to hold property. It's really what it is. You can have a trust if I hand my pen to you. Will you please hold my pen? That's a trust if you say yes.
Okay.
But the special needs trust is more particular. It's a tool of the federal government. It's set up by California, but the key features are described by the Social Security Administration Code. It's kind of a mouthful. But what it's intended to do is you put money into this trust or property or whatever, and whatever money is held in this trust is not owned by the end beneficiary. Okay. So special needs in a lot of other states is called supplemental needs. And what it means is someone has some government benefit that they are receiving and they need it. They need it so badly, and we don't want to interrupt it. If we give them this money, it might actually stop their benefits. It might cause those benefits to be canceled, and they rely upon those. They need them. So the two benefits that the Special Needs Trust actually protects are called Medicaid. In California, it's called Medi-Cal, and Supplemental Security Income, called SSI. That's a benefit paid to people from the Social Security Administration who are disabled and have not had the opportunity to work for a long period of time. I don't mean a long period of time since they worked, but since they were working, but I mean they have not accrued enough time in an employment workplace to pay into an insurance system, so SSI. Those two programs can sometimes be lost if you receive money in your own personal name.
Got it.
So the Special Needs Trust is a recipient. It serves as a substitute recipient, and the trustee stands in the way. And if the Special Needs Trust is prepared correctly, then any money going into that trust is not counted as owned by the beneficiary. The beneficiary can keep their benefits. There's a second purpose of that trust, and that's just a feature of the trust itself.
Yes.
Is that when the trust receives money, it must be irrevocable, meaning, and the beneficiary cannot be the trustee, meaning that it's a control mechanism. It allows someone else to control those assets on behalf of a third party. I've set up special needs trusts for people who are completely healthy but are drug addicts. We know that they have very risky behaviors, and those risky behaviors are likely to cause them to become disabled in the future. Too much heroin is going to make you, lose your mind. Too much meth is going to make you psychotic. There's very, very common that people who are in that environment and that lifestyle are going to live very risky lives. We put the money into a special needs trust. Number one, the trustee cannot give the money to the individual in such a way so that they hurt themselves. And number two, they're going to protect them if they need benefits.
Wow, I never thought about that. So basically, for example, if I have a family member who's an addict or is disabled, the special needs trust will allow that they keep their benefits if that's what they have.
Yes.
And someone else will be providing to them. The
That's
trustee
right.
will
The
be
trustee.
the one. Wow.
That's right. I've seen, so there's a wide range of special needs trusts, but there's two basic types. And the types have to do with whose money is going in. So is it my money? If I'm the disabled person and it's my money going in, then we have type number one. It's called first party special needs trust. Limited number of people can create that, but my money goes in. And when I pass away, the beneficiary, my money is offered to pay Medi-Cal back for my benefits because it's considered a loan in that circumstance. Second type of trust is one that's set up by a family member. So you want to give to me, a disabled person. You create a third-party special needs trust. So let's distinguish that. Elijah, the disabled person, creates Elijah's special needs trust, and Elijah puts Elijah's money into Elijah's trust. And Elijah's chosen trustee then pays money to Elijah when Elijah needs it. And when Elijah dies, then Elijah's money is used to pay Elijah's benefits. First-party trust. Third-party trust is you create a special needs trust and you put your money into your special needs trust for my benefit. And you choose the trustee and you choose how it's used. And when I pass away, you choose where it goes.